The Nintendo Switch 2 June 5th release date is just around the corner, giving gamers exciting new features for gaming on a Nintendo device. Hey fans and subscribers, this is your host Joe from the Gaming for Insight channel with another video of Quick Chat. The topic, preparing for the upcoming Nintendo Switch 2 release date. Joining me is returning guest, Satiric. Satiric, welcome to Quick Chat. This Quick Chat video is sponsored by COOWPS. Are you looking for an exclusive case for your new Nintendo Switch 2? COOWPS has you covered with its smooth, functional case with flair. It is a perfect visual match for your Switch 2 and cartridge storage needs. It has ultimate protection with its premium hardshell exterior and doesn't press on those joysticks either. The custom grooves and inner molding securely hold the Switch 2 on the go. Check the link in the description to get your hands on this new exclusive case.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here. Looking forward to this.
We've had the opportunity to talk for 2 quick chats thus far, this making our third for the upcoming Nintendo Switch 2 release date. And I wanted to take the opportunity to look at what the release date is going to look like, what the expectation is for gaming on a Nintendo Switch 2. We have learned quite a bit in the time since we have last talked about it, including what Switch 2 games are going to be like. So, for example, 2 newer developments, games like Dragon Quest HD 1 and 2, which releases on October 30th for Switch 2 and other platforms. But for Switch 2, it is a game key card, whereas the Switch release, the OG Switch, it is not. Pokemon Legends Z releases as not a game key card, but the game on card, different from Dragon Quest HD 1 and 2. Cyberpunk 2077 releasing full game with expansion on card for Switch 2. And this is really nice that the developers have done. It includes stickers and a special note from the developers. Hogwarts Legacy for Switch 2 is game key card, unlike for the Switch, which is just a partial download. So not full game there if we want to have that for Switch 1 and Switch 2. At the same time, Switch games already out like Mario Odyssey and Zelda Link's Awakening, dear to my heart, have free updates for the Switch 2. So that's very nice of Nintendo to do. We've learned more about the Switch and Switch 2 cartridges, what that looks like specific to the codes actually on the Switch 2 cartridges. An LB, as in boy code, indicates Switch 2 only cartridges, while an L in as a Nancy code indicates compatibility with Switch 1 and 2, and LP as in Paul, a code for that indicates game key cards. So with this information, what do games look like for Nintendo Switch 2?
It's kind of strange that they're kind of all over the place. As far as I understand it, and I believe we talked about this previously, Nintendo left it up and open to the individual developers to decide what they were going to do with game on card or having a download. And it seems like there's no rhyme or reason, and I can't understand why one does and why one doesn't. But as far as I understand it, the cards are substantially larger than previous Switch cards, so they should be able to fit anything that would be put on them. I don't know why they're not consistent with it.
So we're looking at, from my understanding and the information that's out there, the original Switch cartridge has 32 gigabytes, whereas the Switch 2 cartridge has 64 gigabytes. So to your point, significantly larger. And when we were talking earlier, we were thinking, okay, developers can be inclined to use that 64 gigabyte if possible, and CDPR with Cyberpunk 2077, they have amazingly, I think, put not just the base game but the expansion as well onto a 64 gigabyte card at full game on card, no additional download. That is the understanding. But games that are pre-key card that I can reason have room to work with 64 gigabyte, they're not going on the card. It is, you have the key card to download. So it's not definitively just, oh, if it's 64 gigabytes and that's agreeable to work with, it's guaranteed going to be game on cartridge. Not the case at all. And to your point, it's up to the developers is what the impression here. is for us. Let's transition to talking about accessories that you recommend for picking up day one for the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, there's an open access period for Game Chat, and that ends on March 31st of 2026, so a little less than a year. What accessories are you excited about to pick up with your Nintendo Switch 2?
So on the pre-order date, I ended up getting the GameCube controller, which there will be more later. I ended up picking up a Pro controller. The Joy-Cons weren't available now. I did check before recording this. They're not. Nobody has them online right now. So getting a spare set of Joy-Cons, I missed the boat on that one. The D-brand screen protector and the D-brand Kill Switch 2 case, and of course the official camera. The Piranha camera, heads up, warning, if I'm not mistaken, it is cheaper, sure, but the Piranha camera that is made by, I think, Hori, if I'm not mistaken, it is in 480p, and it's going to be hard to see what's happening because it's already pretty blurry on the official one. So I picked up those myself, and those are the ones that I would recommend, especially the D-brand screen protector. Those things are intense. They're insane.
For those that do not yet have a Switch 2 pre-order secured, what are the options there? What do fans and subscribers have as far as options? I've seen Target, for example, people can line up in designated queuing locations at a Target store, and this is on June 5th. This can take place, where physical or digital tickets are to be distributed to those, and there's a limited stock of those. What are you hearing on your end as far as those that are still looking for a Nintendo Switch 2? Where can they go and get one?
So I have heard that most retailers that were dropping the, obviously we have Target, Walmart, Best Buy, GameStop. They should have some physical inventory on release date. The lines are going to be long. People are probably already starting to line up. Some people are crazy. But I heard a rumor that Staples might also have some. And that was a little bit surprising. But Staples, I mean, if you're out and about, you've already checked out Best Buy, Walmart, Target, the GameStop, of course. If you already checked out those places, might as well take a look at Staples.
Looking forward to the Nintendo Switch 2 release date. Any final thoughts for what to expect as far as the Nintendo Switch 2 experience, games on the Nintendo Switch 2, getting the Nintendo Switch 2?
Yeah, as far as what to expect, this is a big release. We have not had a release this big for a console in a really long time. Even for the PS5, it was more spread out. People weren't so super excited about it. Why I'm saying this, the servers on the eShop are going to be problematic on day one. They are just going to be. Do not take that as an indication, if you do get one, which I'm sure many of the viewers will, or have already, I suppose. Do not take that as an indication of how the store is going to be all the time. The store, from what I saw in some previews, looks good, but on day one, probably for the whole first week, it's going to be very, very choppy and chunky. Just heads up.
So with that point made, I'm wondering if there's an advantage to picking up physical game cartridges if you can, because as we've talked about, not every game is available as a physical game cartridge, but instead of maybe downloading Cyberpunk 2077 from the Nintendo store, get it on cartridge, be able to play it on day one if you want to play it and experience it on a Nintendo Switch 2.
Keep in mind, too, that the Switch 2 is compatible with everything except for Labo and a handful of other specific devices. Not devices, but games that use specific devices. So anything that you have already should just work, too, that you have a cartridge for, I mean. So, I mean, it's going to be a rough first week. But I think it's going to be a really smooth, I'm feeling optimistic, a smooth launch.
We'll have to see indeed. Satiric, thanks so much for returning and joining Quick Chat. Fans and subscribers, make sure to like and subscribe for more Quick Chat videos and Quick Chat content. Satiric, thanks so much.
Thank you.